Discuss and consider necessary actions regarding Manuela Martin's request to address the City Council in reference to her grievance against Mayor James Hobbs.
My wife has asked me to speak on her behalf. I know that there's been some discussion this evening about trying to bring the city together, and that there's been people make comments or alluding that it's sour grapes that certain city employees had to bring grievances to the city council that's dividing the city. Well, it's not sour grapes. It's a matter of black and white of what is right and what's wrong and what is the law. That if an individual is coming in and making mistakes for your own comments from the last city council meeting, that's one thing. But when a person is making choices and even going against his own city attorney and council and violating the very rules, regulations that are governing this city and this body that's here today, then those aren't mistakes, those are violations. When the illegal drug testing was done that my wife had to partake in, that was a violation of TML and the city policy and charter. When other city employees, such as the chief, was terminated and there were certain violations done of the local government code, these were not mistakes, these were violations. I'm here to say that we're not playing sour grapes because Mayor Jackson was voted out. We didn't file grievances, we didn't take any actions, we made no comments until after the mayor took certain actions against them. We only responded. What had happened is that we were friends of the former mayor and supporters of his. And what had happened is that the new mayor had noticed people in the public that he was going to get rid of certain city employees. I don't personally have a problem with that. If I'm a new mayor coming in and I see that I've got certain employees that are loyal to the outgoing regime, I don't have a problem with you wanting to bring in loyal people to you. What I have the problem with, and the reason why we had to file a grievance, is because you didn't follow the proper procedure, you didn't follow the proper policies or the law. That is why we filed the grievance, not for sour grapes. If he wants to fire someone, he needs to follow the right rules and policies just like the rest of us. No one is above the law. And that if he wanted my wife fired, even though she saved the city thousands upon thousands of dollars because the previous court clerk was embezzling money from this city and stealing money, and it was her and her alone that caught that, and saved the city also from getting in trouble with the state because the money wasn't posted. The fine and court cost money that should have gone to the state was never done by two previous court clerks. She saved the city during this audit and kept tens of thousands, over $60,000 coming against this city. But if you wanted her fired because she was loyal to the outgoing mayor, that is your prerogative. But sir, you have to follow the proper rules and procedures and policies that are in place. The reason for this grievance that we're hearing today, even though the last two grievances were totally disregarded by this governing body and no action taken, we still believe in the letter of the law and are going to follow what the law says and your policy says what we're supposed to do, even though we know it's going to have no good. Except for maybe in a lawsuit that we will see about with our attorney later. Now, the situation is this. If you want to be, create a hostile work environment when you found that you couldn't just fire them arbitrarily with no just cause, and you want to form a hostile work environment where they want to quit, thinking that that's going to solve your problem and make it an easy out for you, well, sir, all you've done is violate more policies and laws that govern this body and yourself. Now, if You want to be rude towards my wife, make slanderous comments about my wife. I have a problem with that as a husband. But since I am who I am, I believe in the law and I'm going to follow the law. Now, but where I'm going to have a problem and why it is I agree that this third grievance had to be filed, when you came into the police department and pushed past my wife, coming into physical contact with her, so you could try to find out who he was having a private meeting with, and then when you found out it was just Stu, the secretary, you said, oh, I'm just here to get a piece of gum. I take personal issue to that. This is my wife. No one touches my wife, period. Wow. Especially someone who's supposed to be a brother listener. So, whether you agree with the mayor or you agree with the city employees, I don't care. The bottom line is this. There's a right and a wrong way to do things, and as long as he does it the wrong way, then we will continue to file grievances. Not because it's, it's sour grapes. Whether he's ever mayor again makes no difference as to why I'm here today speaking on behalf of my wife.
That's all right. That's all right.
You guys said we need to kumbaya to get together. I read your comments on the New Tribune where you kind of allude to impugning my honor. I could care less. I have a thick skin. I have 10 times worse said about me from 10 times worse people. Don't care. But she's just trying to do a job. She did not actually go out and try to impugn someone's honor. She did not do anything other than save the city tens of thousands of dollars, catch a criminal who was embezzling money, and all you're wanting to do is try to force her out because she was friends and loyal to him. Well, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, Mayor, but you do it the right way. That is what we're here about and why we filed this grievance. And why it is that I put all of you on notice that if you keep on letting him get away with this, then I will have no option then, because you're creating a hostile work environment, allowing him to create one by doing nothing. And that we'll have no choice but to finally sue this city and this governing body. So that is the reason why we filed this grievance. And that I hope you guys will finally have the courage to do the right thing. Thank you.
I'd like to say that, Manuela came to work here, I guess, what, 3 or 4 years ago?
Going on 4 years.
And everything he said is true. She did find those problems, and it was taken care of. And she had saved the city a lot of money, and she had, if you look at our budget, and sometimes it takes a while to understand these budgets and stuff. But if you look at, council know what I'm talking about. If you look at the budget and the money that she has brought in, and the keeping this money straight, I mean, from the state, because the state is tough on cities with, if they don't handle their money right, especially in court. And she had done an excellent job. I can't say nothing but, whether friend or no friend. Yeah, I was friend with all my employees. I thought I was. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say I wasn't, because I wanted to be friends with them. I wasn't trying to run anybody out of their jobs and everything. So that's all I got to say.
I'd like to address one of the things that you said, Philip, is that when I took this office, I wasn't going to fire anybody.
Well, Mayor, I've had other people that said otherwise.
I don't care. I have not said I wanted to fire anybody. I didn't even tell Darren Hill I wanted to fire him. Y'all believe whatever you want. The only 3 people that was there was me and Darren and another man. And I'm not did I say that you were fired, Darren
Yes,
Hill?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, you did. Absolutely did. You said, I am fired.
No,
And Brad Elliott will back me up on that as well. That's the other gentleman that was there.
well, that's not what I said, and you know that.
Well, I can look you in the eye and say that you did.
Oh, I can look you in the eye and say I did. Right now. I didn't come into this office to fire anybody. Everybody thought that I was. These employees are good assets, and I never once thought about firing that lady right there. That lady there is.
Oh, no, I mean, I could just take so
Well,
much now.
well, then,
Well, maybe just let me.
I never said anything like that. But anyways, I'm not on trial here for this.
But that's not true.
Mr. Hobbs, I need to set the record straight. You told me before you were ever elected that there were 5 people you planned on firing. So please don't sit there and lie. I heard you told me in the feed store.
No.
Can I speak, please? Can I say this? Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, you've got people in here saying you said it. So why don't you just come clean tonight and tell the truth?
Okay.
That's all you have to do. Do you believe, let me ask you, do you believe in prayer? Do you believe in prayer? Well, come clean. That's all they're asking you to do anyway. Just set the record straight and just tell the truth. Because you got the chief saying you said it. You got this lady saying you said it. You got this man saying you said it. I just don't believe they set up, and he told you look straight in the eye.
Well, I looked him straight in the eye too.
Just,
I mean, neither one of us was lying. We have different opinions.
But you really do. You really do.
Okay.
Because you just don't know how bad you just don't know how bad you're looking really up there. You really don't. You really don't.
Yes, I concur with what you're saying,
Just,
listening to one side. I haven't said anything
Let me
except that
ask you
I
believe
did
in
not
the
come
fear
here.
what you do in the dark will soon come to the light?
Ma'am?
Do you believe in that?
Well,
What
I
you do in the dark will soon come to the light. So what I'm saying, if you're lying, it's gonna come up.
It will.
Somebody's gonna catch you in it.
Okay.
So, best thing you do is come to I have nothing against you.
I know you don't.
Miss Lane, and you know I don't. I love you, your wife, I don't have anything against you, but to me, you just, yeah, think about it. Really.
Any other discussion on item O?
No, but he's, well, that's why you got all these people coming out. I bet the city council never had this many people come out. Even when he was mayor or whatever. You ain't never had this big crowd of people. The reason why you got it is because it's so much crookedness and so many lies going through. And half of that city council to sit up there with you know it. They know it. The truth will set you free.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Let's move on.
Council?
I got to say. She's supposed to. Well, there's no shot he will be.
Yeah,